look at us.
What do you got there?
Are we there?
You're in.
Oh,
We're on.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of
Stitch Brothers.
Stitch Brothers.
With the Stitch Brothers.
Let's see here.
All right.
Kaylee, can you pull up the chat so we can see who's joining us?
Anybody,
Do we have anybody in
knock,
here
knock.
yet?
Anybody there? Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, we got all sorts of people.
Yay.
Nice.
Ooh.
All the usual suspects I see. Very nice to see you guys. We took last week off.
Birthday?
We had
Anniversary.
stuff going on, but we have some fun and exciting things to talk about this week.
Of course.
As always, we want to remind you guys that this is interactive, so please do not hesitate to ask us any questions or any comments, anything that gives us things that we can talk about. We can only plan so much. What's that, Jake?
I just celebrated an anniversary.
Whee!
What anniversary is that?
For working at Primitive Gatherings.
You
Here.
just got that right now?
Yeah.
Oh, on live. We have a candid moment on Stitch Brothers.
Yeah.
Jake, what does it say?
Happy anniversary. I don't know how many years.
It doesn't even tell you how many
Nah.
years?
No.
Doesn't. Mine.
Oh.
I think it's like 17 though.
7?
No,
Yeah, no, it is. How
Yeah.
do you know that?
Truly.
because I worked here before you were.
No, you didn't. Because I was dyeing wool in
Oh.
the basement when I was in middle
in the
school.
He's triggered.
At the-
He's triggered.
Well, don't,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
What's the first thing you did for Primitive Gatherings, Jake? Well, we're
dye
on this-
wool.
Dyed wool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think on the board it were last
That's
year.
downstairs.
Yeah, it was 16 last year.
So
That's why I got so many vacations. That's the only thing I have. that's the only job
you haven't
that I
done?
haven't done. I mean, I did woodworking for a while. I did everything from
Yeah.
recycling, did
Yeah.
frames. The one thing
Yeah.
was the dyeing of the. I think I tried it one time, and apparently, I mean, for some people, just standing over boiling vinegar is just wasn't for me. I found.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. That-
All right.
well,
What do we got?
I have here the new My Soul is Fed with My Wool Needle and Thread. This is the new little book that has come out, and this one has colored pictures. Okay, and if I show a color to Mr. Luke, he will probably know the number right off the top of his
Are you gonna
head.
put me on the spot?
No, I won't. But
It must
Give
be
me a
by-
number. Give me a
must be
number.
by the printer. H212.
That's a brown. That's like a variegated brown. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
T12 is a brown too. See,
Mhm.
come on, give me another one. This is
H203.
H2O3. That's a
that's
that's
the
a
pink,
chemical.
That's the pink color.
I thought that was a reddish color.
Hold on, let's look at
It's
it.
the teal?
It's the teal. I was off on that. The H colors are
Yeah.
tough. Let's be honest.
okay.
How about this?
Well,
What about
One.
It's
0575,
black. 05
75.
green?
Red. No, that's 07.
Green. It's a forest green.
0775 is the red.
Yeah.
0775 is red. See, we
But
know our stuff.
I know
It's been a
it's-
while.
I lost.
but
I used to know all the names when we used to do all the shows and travel across the country. I used to know all the names of all the patterns, all the new ones that came out, and now it's just.
I went back
overwhelming.
actually through by Amy to go check out the patterns, and like we were on like PRI 7000. It's close. What is it? 2000. The last I was there, we were like, what were we doing?
120.
I think like the new flannel, the older new flannel line was like 600s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I didn't realize how.
how much
far
we've
it's-
grown.
I remember when they were
Yeah.
PQ SKUs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
So, little trip down memory lane
see
here, but I knew
Diane's in the chat, Jake. We yesterday we went out and delivered her new
B08 with a horn cabinet.
the horn cabinet.
right. And actually, I
Cool.
texted Kaylee a photograph because I wanted to actually talk about that. So I'll just jump in and cut the line.
Yep. Just go ahead.
So I just snapped this quickly down in our on our show floor, and I wanted to talk quickly about cabinets because it was frontmost of my mind since we went and delivered one yesterday. And for those of you who don't know, we sell the horn cabinets. Now we sell the horn cabinets that are available through Bernina, like the one that's shown in this pretty gray color. But we also are a horn dealer. So anything that's on the Horn of America website or that's on the Bernina website as far as cabinets, we can order and we can sell. And I actually had just placed an order here and we just sold a few of them. So I wanted to talk about the importance, and we didn't discuss this, we're kind of off the cuff here, But let's talk about the importance of a good cabinet.
Oh, I can tell you.
So what I wanted to say first and foremost is when you come to primitive gatherings and demo a machine, you're always going to demo that machine on something very, very sturdy. And that's going to be generally a horn cabinet, one of the horn models. We carry all the models from the big models with the drawers and the hooping stations, and even the studio version, which is, they're still, I don't want to say that they're not cheap, but it's more of the entry level, smaller ones.
Yeah.
They're still pricey, but they're really high quality. And we do that for a couple reasons. The first reason, of course, is that we want to sell the cabinets. I mean, obviously, we think that they're great looking and all that, but they sell machines. And the reason why they sell machines is if you're not used to sewing on a very, very nice dedicated piece of sewing furniture, you feel like the machine feels so good. So and we'd like to think that the machines do just feel good. However, if you come and we have a plastic foldable table and you try out the new 790 Pro, that's going to leave you with a different experience. So it's a long-winded way of saying that people, a lot of times I feel like they sleep on having a good quality piece of sewing furniture. They'll spend the $12,000, but then they won't spend a couple $1,000s to put it on something specific.
Stable.
But when you have something specific like a hooping station for your embroidery,
that's so
the
nice.
correct insert that lowers the machine down so it's not sitting so high. When all those things come together, it creates a much better experience.
More comfortable experience.
More comfortable
too,
and more accurate. I have found that, a lot of people do it on their kitchen table or their dining room table or whatever. And if you're doing embroidery and you're doing certain things, you need a very stable platform to put your machine and your embroidery module on. Otherwise, you can have some problems with the connection between the embroidery module and the machine. That's not good. It'll cause you to think there's something not right, and there isn't. And precision. If, I have a variety of hoops, most of them are Bernina hoops, but I do have a very large snap hoop, magnetic snap hoop. And it's not, even though it's Bernina friendly, it registers on my Bernina, it's not as accurate. So if you want accurate embroidery, if you're doing tiling scenes or something like that, where you're going to connect several pieces in a row, you need that stable platform, and the cabinets are the best way to go.
Yeah, I've had some issues with servicing some people's machines, and they get them home and they put them in their So Steady travel tables in home, and then they get weird sounds and weird vibrations coming out, and I get it back to the thing, put it on my service desk, and there's no weird sounds or no
so
weird.
The sound is coming from the table.
Sound is coming from the vibration of the table, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And these cabinets are super nice too, because if you're limited in space, you can get the smaller one, and that still has that hydraulic machine tray that goes all the way down with a flat cover that goes over the top of it, right? So then you can use it as a different type of workstation, while keeping your machine still set up. And all you got to do is pop that top off, raise it up, and you're good to go.
Well, if it's anything like my sewing room, once you have a horizontal surface, it gets covered. It gets covered.
Yeah, we know. I wanted to take it. Can you pull that picture up? If you guys see, I had to shuffle some of Barb's stuff that was already in the morning behind her. She came in and she's already, that's what it's there for.
Yep.
But so to kind of talk quickly about what Jake was saying. So this is the studio table that is pictured here. And this is probably our top selling one. It's the most affordable in the line. We have white, and we have this really pretty gray color that actually looks really great with the BOA and the 790 Pro. It looks really nice with it as well.
Now, they do make an insert for the BO8 as well, so you don't have to use the travel tray.
They do?
Yep.
Okay, because I need to order some of those.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested in any sewing-related furniture, give us a call. We'll work with you. We can work out a deal and figure out, because I know that Horn drop ships, stuff like that. So I think we can take advantage of some of those other
I have a question.
programs. Yeah.
If they buy a cabinet from us and it gets shipped to us, do we offer free delivery on that?
Yeah, so a lot of times we do that, which is really great. Like Diane took advantage of. She bought the whole package, very similar to what was shown, only she went with the white table, which is also really, really nice. So depending on your decor, a lot of times if you're sweet, we'll throw in delivery, and then you get us to show up and set your stuff up. And it's nice too, because then
Yeah.
we're so off the machine like we did yesterday. And
Make sure everything is tip-top shape.
if that's something that you're interested in, give us a call and we will work for you. Let us know what you're looking for, because there is quite a few different options. And sometimes, you know, when you're spending any money, but especially if you're spending a decent amount of money and you have to just rely on pictures, I mean, you can give me a call and I can tell you, because I've seen every one of them in person. We don't always have everyone in stock.
Just
No.
remember, there's a difference between sunrise maple
Yeah.
and sunset maple.
That's a story. That's a story for another.
Oh yeah, we know that story.
That's like a 15-minute tangent. We can
Oh
go on
yeah,
that.
really.
We'll
Don't
put
get your mom in here.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm cleaning. Well, I'm not cleaning, but I have people helping me clean my sewing room. And I found 5, count them, 5 inserts for my easy table.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. I don't have any of those machines anymore.
Amen.
It's like, jeez, how many machines have I had? That's pitiful, isn't it? Heidi's just shaking her head.
Yeah.
All righty.
Let's get some of these questions.
Okay.
here
All right.
Before we go on.
Okay. This is a long one.
Did I do something wrong?
Throw a plate on my backwards.
She adds that she does not hit the reverse button below.
Yeah.
That is weird.
That is a strange one.
That's a bizarre thing.
Where are you located at?
Marcel.
When I start the stitch machine went backwards.
That's, yeah.
That is weird.
Okay. Let us know where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a call or an email. And
She said it went away. She turned it off and turned it on.
but still, it's kind of weird.
That is super
That
weird.
was the
Yeah.
first one.
I don't
Okay.
know if like that reverse
You're
button
unique.
got jammed in there or something weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's not under the throw plate, so that's strange to me.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
onward.
What do we have here? Looking for a dependable sewing machine for retreat. Can be a used one.
Ooh.
Well, Zoe,
Ooh.
we can definitely help you out. So, I mean, if you're primarily doing just piecing, the B08 has been just a star machine.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
It's a little bit, I mean, it's not big dimensionally, but it is metal. And there's just no getting around it. I mean, people want something that's very robust, and then they also want something very light.
Yeah.
And those are two
That
opposing things.
doesn't work.
So you can't have something really sturdy, fast, metal, and then also have it weigh 12 pounds.
Yeah.
But, you know, I would just get a good physical conditioning program, join your local YMCA, and just go ahead
Water
and buy.
aerobics.
Yeah, water aerobics. And buy the machine that's going to work for a long time. Don't buy the 11-pound machine. Okay?
No,
Just do some
really.
curls,
Really.
you know.
I used my sister's Janome gem at retreat on a plastic table, and I have bifocals, right? So my bifocals are going like this, and I'm going like this. And no, you don't want to.
You know,
No, it's a
take
no.
the gallon of milk and do some
Yeah,
curls.
yeah, really.
24
soup
pounds,
cans, sit
gallon
up
of
and
milk.
down, you know.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I would go with a BO8. Otherwise, like a 435 is great for the price. And then Jake, I'm sure if you call us, we will hook you up because we have a ton of used machines that will really fit the bill.
Oh
And
yeah.
you let us know where you want to be budget wise, and we can give you. You know, that's usually how it works. People say, listen, I want to be around, you know, $1,000. I want to be around $3,000. And we show you, well, this is what you can get new. This is what you can get used. And a lot of times the used machines go fast because, I mean, once you tune them up, I mean, they're built to last forever, and you can get a lot of machine if you don't want to be the person to peel the little plastic off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So give us a call and we can definitely help you. But there's a lot of options.
This
Next.
is kind of a two-part one.
Nice.
Well, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
What would be the benefits?
Well,
Benefits,
so the main
yeah.
thing is going to be if you have a really, from my understanding, is you have a really cool old heavy duty table.
Yeah.
And you know that still will be useful. I mean, it will work obviously, and you could also use it as a cutting table or other things as well. The thing that you get with the sewing cabinet specifically is that you get the machine to drop down into the table, which is the main benefit because it lowers.
Instead of sewing like this,
Yep.
you're
Yep.
going to sew like this.
And any extension table, even the nice ones, So Steady makes nice tables,
Mhm.
and the ones that come with them are serviceable for retreat and stuff. But there's
Mhm.
nothing like how the machine feels when it's set down, and it's got the correct proper insert, and it just seems really
Ergonomically
Yeah.
correct.
But that doesn't mean that that table that you have isn't really great, you know, and maybe that is. You know, most times though, a lot of stuff that you get, you know, if you're not getting some amazing antique thing that was built to last, I mean, you go and you Amazon some type of like sewing table or something, and it just isn't like that.
Mhm.
So if you have a table that you can dance on, I mean, I guess I don't know what you're doing on your free time, if you've tested that or you just.
Oh, well, we won't talk about where I've danced.
Whoa, Barb, sometimes she does that. She just like lets these zingers out, and we just move on. You know, we just move on.
Let's move on.
All right, moving on. No,
No,
we don't.
unfortunately.
Deb, she just
Yeah.
bought a BO8.
Okay,
I bet you a BO8 would fit in a
two-toe.
large trolley.
Yeah. So what I would recommend is the large trolley from Bernina.
Mhm.
5 Series fits in a large trolley.
That'll fit good.
That'll
Yeah.
fit good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
even an XL trolley if you have one for like a 7 Series, which I know you do because I wheeled it into the shop yesterday. You could use those inserts that come in there as well. You know.
Who's that?
What?
Who wheeled the 7 Series? That lady?
Oh no.
No,
it wasn't
that's
her.
the lady that I just talked to who just bought a BO8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Deb, if the credit card's already cooled off, give me a call and I will add. I haven't shipped your machine yet. We can add.
We
that
can
luggage
add.
to it.
Yeah.
But that's what I would look at. If you go on the Bernina website, I'm sure under the accessories they have the different luggage.
Yeah, we can throw one in also and take a picture for next time too to
Yeah.
see how it looks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that it would fit in a large, definitely an XL, and then it comes with those foam inserts.
Yeah.
The pads, you know.
And then
to
it's
make it
not
so it doesn't
rattling
move
around when it's in
Yeah.
your car. Hate that.
The extension table is pretty big though. I wonder if that would fit in there.
Probably not, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to experiment.
Yeah.
We'll look into it.
My new mirror.
Yeah, you might have to
Mirror.
bring that into a service center, so that they can. They might have to pop off that front cover to access the point where you need to zoom that back to the center.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've been, I don't know if Mary's the one who asked about the 1/4 inch, but I've been looking at the 1/4 inch on my BO8
Mhm.
and then the one that's downstairs. And sometimes it looks like the needle is not in the right place, but it's still stitching a
I've seen them
1/4 inch seam when
The-
you have the,
the circle. It's like an egg shape.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a little
like
bit of a weird shape.
yeah,
The first thing that I would do is I would run it, and if it stitches beautifully, I would just continue.
Yeah, keep running. If it
Yeah.
starts missing
Yeah.
stitches,
If it's doing something weird, then you definitely got an
Yeah.
issue. But I have seen it where it looks like it's
it's
not like a circle like on the Berninas or an
right.
oval. It's a different
It's
sort of shape.
like a tear shape.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So if it's not clanking and knocking the
Yeah,
needle,
if something was off with that needle bar position, I would imagine it wouldn't stitch
stitch.
very well.
Yeah.
And you
but
would be alerted
you'd
very
be-
quickly
yeah.
that there was an issue.
Yeah.
is it the owner if it looks off center with the bigger stitch hole plate versus the smaller one?
Or BO8,
I don't know.
there's only one.
Isn't there 2 different size stitch plates?
There's
The
different
one that covers
thickness.
The thickness. one.
There's
I
different
didn't know if the
Send us a
whole-
picture. You
thicknesses.
can send us
I
a
didn't know if
picture.
the hole was a different size.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
All right.
All right, we have one. Do you clean oil featherweight machines?
No.
You're on your own. Although
We did have a
There-
class that was used to be.
there is a featherweight club, and a lot of those ladies know
How to do that.
really well how to do that. And if Marty's around, he sticks his nose in that too.
Okay.
I know that there's a bunch of YouTube videos out there on how to do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I would look into that as well.
yeah. But the featherweight club, those ladies know how to do that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it.
All right.
Okay, so real quick, then I'll finish up by just doing the standard little reminders here that it is the Common Threads
Month.
month, and they have 20% off MSRP, the domestic machines and the long arms, and then also 20% off the big books and presser feet. The limited time financing window has expired, so there'll be another one next
Next
month.
month.
Always.
There always
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. My announcements.
Your announcements.
My announcements. We have no Bernina social in April. There is a Bernina social May 12th. I will probably not be there, but I'm sure Katrina will be there if somebody needs some help. It's 9 to 4 at the gathering. Register at least the Friday before, or Erica may not have lunch for you. So May 12th, Bernina social. The May coat class, May 5th and 6th, I do believe, were the dates, 4th, 5th, 6th, somewhere in there. That class has been moved to October. I am having some pretty serious back surgery in April, and I will not be able to maneuver by the beginning of May. So we have switched that to the October. You can call the gathering, and those ladies can help you figure out if that class is for you or if you can be slid into another class. But the May class is not happening. That's the news on coat classes. But what I did is I told Dora, adorable Dora, that I was going to take her scraps from her quilt. And I think if you see this, you'll kind of remember that
Oh, is
that
the short
cute
one?
quilt, the short
Yeah.
quilt coat that was made the beginning of March. So she left her scraps with me. So I'm going to be making the By Annie clamshell bag out of these. So if you have a quilt that's way too big for what you want to do with it, you can always make bags. That's what I'm going to do with those. And I like to give a shout out to people who send me gifts.
Ooh.
Yes. Because I'm having surgery, one of my last students, Sandra, said when she was in the hospital, this was very useful for her because then she didn't wake up quite so startled in the middle of the night when the nurses come in to take your blood pressure and all that good stuff. So, Sandra, thank you. I appreciate your thoughts. So I will take it with me to the hospital. All right. Then I thought that we would do a little geography lesson this morning.
Geography lesson.
Geography lesson, yes. Because, it's like I bought this nice map of the United States. It's big.
Holy moly.
Yeah, holy moly.
US of A,
The US of A.
Gulf of America.
All right. So I just wanted to have Jake point out some of the places that he's been to deliver machines.
like a Johnny Cash song?
Mostly Wisconsin, but I have done some in the UP of Michigan, some just across the border of
Well,
Iowa,
point it out, Jake. We're holding the map.
Illinois, Minnesota, just across the border there. But yes, mainly Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But he's you've been around quite a bit.
Well, with primitive gatherings, I've driven through all 48 continental
Let's talk
states.
about some of the quilt shows. That's what we should do.
Oh, good.
So that was
Down
pretty
memory
cool.
lane. Yes, we can do that for a
All right,
minute or
Jake,
two.
Where have you been?
I've been everywhere, essentially.
We did. Okay, so I know we did Portland,
Yeah.
right? Where are we?
Me and Luke had to drive back to Portland in what we made it back in like 39 hours.
Yeah.
Remember
Probably
we drove
shouldn't
that
be-
straight.
Probably shouldn't be talking about that in public. Okay.
Well, we had to get
So-
the trailer back because Nick had to leave the next day.
So we've been in Portland. I did San Diego.
Yep.
We done Lakeland, Florida,
Yep.
and then Worcester, Massachusetts. That's my four corners that I can.
I've done California, Oregon, Maine, Florida. I've done Baltimore. We've Pennsylvania. Did we do any in Virginia?
I did Chantilly.
Chantilly. Yeah, I've done
And
Chantilly
Fredericksburg.
too. Yeah.
Fredericksburg,
Yeah.
Chantilly.
Raleigh, North Carolina. We've done.
That was like our favorite. Is Jess up here? Jess is not up here. Raleigh, North Carolina was the funnest that we. So, you know, you're traveling places and you're like wondering like what's going to be the most fun. And
Yeah.
you know, being from Wisconsin, you hear things like Florida or you know,
Yeah.
California like that. You get kind of excited about that. But Raleigh, North Carolina was a blast. That was a fun.
Yeah,
place.
I love North Carolina. We used to go biking there a few times. Paducah. I mean, if
Oh,
you're looking
yeah.
for a quilt show to go to,
Which is coming up.
What is
Yeah.
that
In
one
about a
called?
month.
That's Quilt. What is that? American Quilt Show?
AQS.
No, but what is the name? What do they call it? Quilt Week or something?
Yeah,
like that?
Quilt Week.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but that was cool because you can just go throughout the entire town. and it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
the whole
full
city
experience.
is-
It's not going to one convention center.
No,
you
the
know, where
whole
you gotta
city
eat
is
convention
full of.
center food. Like you can go around the city and there's like different spots and different pop-up shops and there's like 4 different venues that vendors are in. It's really cool.
I delivered a long arm in Rigby, Idaho one time. I did.
I've
True story.
Yeah.
We've delivered one in.
What's the most remote place?
I don't know.
I think Rigby, Idaho was.
You went
probably
to
pretty-
Mexico.
Oh, I went to Mexico. Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
You delivered in Mexico?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, well, I was living
I was
in San
gonna-
Diego,
yeah.
so it wasn't really that far.
But
a lady bought it, and I don't know if I should put this on blast, but let's just say that she brought it back pieces at a time, and then
Yeah.
when she finally had the whole thing, I crossed over there and
Assembled it.
assembled it. But yeah, I don't know.
We
Listen,
have-
that's between her government, and God.
yeah,
Nothing to do with me.
Nope.
Okay?
We
Nope.
did. Me and Corey did some deliveries in remote California. We've also did one downtown Oakland, California,
whoa.
where we didn't know we had to disassemble a gamel. Okay.
Okay.
So
Oh,
when we got there,
Whoa.
there was a 14-foot Gamel Classic in there that we didn't know we had to take. So we didn't have a trailer or anything. And the other machine came in all boxes, right? That was all broke down. So we
Yeah.
fit it right in the back
So you
under the
didn't have a
cap of
trailer.
the truck, right? So we had the solid steel 14-foot frame that we had to figure it out. So
put it on the roof.
we
didn't you?
strapped it to the roof of Luke's truck and drove it over the Golden Gate Bridge.
We could do a whole show on like we could do a whole story
Yeah.
on like. So my favorite location
Okay.
to answer that question was the Rigby, Idaho delivery is actually not far from Jackson. It's just through the pass, the mountain
Oh.
pass there. So that one we did. I was living in San Diego. And we
Oh, yeah.
We drove and did the delivery in Rigby, Idaho. And actually, now that I think about it, that lady bought hers offline and just paid us to drive there and set it up. That's what that was. I remember. So we didn't actually have to have a trailer or anything,
Yeah.
which was good, knowing what I know now about that area. But then I have a friend who's a professional fly fishing guide
Oh.
in Jackson, Wyoming. So that was probably the most epic because we went to Rigby, Idaho, did that, and then just shot. Like it was like, I don't even
Isn't
think
that
it
where
was.
your truck broke down? You had to buy a new vehicle?
No, my truck broke down in Grand Junction. I bought a new truck in Grand Junction on the spur because I was going to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah.
So we were halfway through there, and we had Denver after that, right? So I mean, yeah,
You'd go.
Yep.
So a little bit of
we got stories.
memory lane. All right, but we got quilts too, and
Yeah.
Jake has a
Then-
machine,
yeah.
and we got
Yeah.
some more questions.
What do we got? We got more questions. Let's do some questions.
Then quilts.
The only thing we got to do is wheels.
Yep. So they're really nice. So it's not a IKEA type situation.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all they do, and actually they ship them upside down, right?
Yep.
So all you do is open the top, you put your casters on, and then whoop, and that's it. So it's definitely, they're big and heavy, and like a lot of people,
It's a 2-man job.
yeah, it is.
Mhm.
And we do that quite a bit for people, but that's preferable to you having to take your little key wrench and like,
Oh Jesus.
especially for because a lot of them are pneumatic and very nice. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Then assembling some stuff to borrow.
yeah.
What needle do you use in your BO8?
Right now, I still have the original needle, which I probably should change, but
Probably.
Come on.
I still have a whole pack of the high-speed needles, but you can use other needles
Mhm.
as long as they're the flat back.
Yeah.
Unless you are going, 1,600 stitches per inch, like you're going like a bat out of, you can use another. You can use another. What
So the
Lisa?
bobbin
Oh,
case
Lisa.
is-
I think Lisa uses like a 70. She
70 or
uses
80,
small.
right?
She uses a small needle. Yeah,
I think it all depends on the type of fabric and the
Yeah,
thread you're using too.
yeah,
right?
that's true.
And then the bobbin case is different, I believe, because it is made for the 1.4L
Yes,
size, so
yes.
it's 40% bigger. All right,
Okay.
what else? Can you long arm the countdown to Christmas? Quilt?
We can long arm anything,
Yeah,
almost.
almost.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Oh.
Walking foot. We're waiting on that yet.
Hmm.
The accessories have been difficult to get.
Slow.
What's this next one here? Oh, you already got that one. Do you know what they're made of?
Hmm.
I think they're MDF.
What is MDF?
I don't know what it stands for, but it's like that pressed board with
Yeah.
glue, and then it has that
Veneer on it.
veneer over the top of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the
Yeah.
veneer is nice because it can scuff, and you can just take a magic eraser and get all
And,
that
yeah.
off. Like we did
They're
the
really easy
delivery
to
the other day.
clean.
Somehow it got like a big black scuff mark
I think
on
it's
it,
the
and it
tire
just-
mark from the dolly.
Yeah.
We were able to take care of it.
Yeah, so they're nice and easy to clean. And they're pretty stain resistant, which is nice. And you can like set like a cup on it, and it can sweat, and you can just wipe it off. Whereas a fancy, apple or
Wood.
cherry table, you might not want to do that.
Yeah,
right?
that would not be
Respect
good.
the wood, like Seinfeld says. Right?
Yes.
Do you have a video where you want us to oil a 440 and a 790 plus on the regulars? So on the 790 plus, there's a video. If you go and you on the very front of the machine, there's a little book. If you press that, you can get into the manual, and there's a video that will play where you need to oil it. And I believe essentially, even though the 440 has the smaller, I believe it's basically the same
Place.
thing, right?
No, it's a different hook system in a 440.
Yeah.
Where
That's an older Aurora 440.
Where did you
Right?
oil that
So
one?
I would oil it on the ridge of the hook that comes out, right?
Like
And
the
then
long arm? Yeah, it's like the long arm.
yeah, but those have that half hook looking thing.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
you just want to oil the top part of that hook that comes back, and then the back part
Okay.
of the thing, and then there might be a few other points in there.
Yeah.
that you
Look
might
in your
do that.
manual.
Horn versus the Martelli. Those are both good
Ooh.
tables. We sell both of them.
Interesting.
The Martelli's got some pretty cool features with tilting and doing all that sort of stuff. Personally, for my house, I like the look of the horn cabinet, and I also like my favorite horn cabinet is going to be the one where the machine will sink down into the machine, into the cabinet when you don't use it. and you can put the whatever color insert so it looks like just a cabinet, and then the front door closes. So like if you walked in the room, you wouldn't even know there was a sewing machine there.
Mhm.
That's my favorite thing. And then also if you have like everyone doesn't have enough room. Everybody, no one I've ever been to their thing, they're like, I have too much room. That's never a thing.
That's never heard.
So it's really nice when you can take something like that and turn it into like a flex space. So for example, you could have this really nice table that you sew on, but then when you're not using it to sew, you can lower the machine, put the cover back on it, put your wool steaming mat on or whatever, and then use that to press your wool applique, blah, whatever, right? So
Or you can have a buffet and invite your friends.
yeah. So that's my 2 cents, but
Both are good options.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends on what style you want to go with and what's
Mhm.
more aesthetically pleasing to you. Like I think those gray ones are beautiful.
yeah, the gray,
Those are nice. Yeah.
the gray ones,
Yeah.
if you got the same, like how everything is all neutrals and everyone's
Yeah.
decor right now, where everybody's got the gray and the white and all that. I mean, it does match really well. It looks
Yeah.
really good. Horn's got some really nice, if you're not into that whole gray everywhere thing, Horn's got some really nice maples, sunset and sunrise maple. But
Don't
make
get 'em
sure-
confused.
Don't get them confused because they are not the same.
Nope.
But they got some, more natural wood color type.
Mhm.
Type. And those
Do
are
they
made
have a
in,
black?
I don't know, I haven't
Oh,
I haven't
I'd be
seen.
curious
I haven't
if they have a
seen. I
black.
have not
Huh.
seen one
Yeah.
in person, but
okay.
perhaps.
I think they're turned off. They can still hear you fine, but
Yeah.
they turned off.
Sorry.
Check.
Talking to Barb.
You just have to check it.
Yeah, turn button.
Oh, it turned off.
Yeah.
I thought it was dead.
No.
Percent dead. Okay.
There you go.
Perfect.
Alive. He's alive.
Testing.
The monster
testing,
is
testing.
alive.
Check,
Like
check.
check. Like okay.
All right. Let's keep
What else do we have?
rolling here. What do we got? Is that it? Jake,
No.
don't you have a
Don't
machine?
play with it though.
Don't play.
Yeah, put it on your shirt.
Boys will be boys. Who says that?
All right, so I
Moms
pulled this
everywhere.
one out of our used machine trade-in lot that we have downstairs. Like the question that we got,
Look at that.
a little
Isn't that
earlier
cute?
about used machines that you can take to retreats and stuff like that. This right here is a 630. Does come with an embroidery module. 9 million stitches on this one. This one
Cool.
we'd probably let go for a really good price. Luke, what do you think that would be?
I would look at it. You just
Yeah.
put me on the spot here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have to look and see what they're going for eBay. That's how I know.
Yeah.
I'd say somewhere probably right around $1,000.
But
Somewhere in that neighborhood, we could probably be persuaded.
Yeah,
To lower that a little bit,
for a hot
but-
second. So
okay.
yeah, we got options. I got 5 used 550s back there. I have 1530s, 770s. We have a few 880s as well, which you can get a really good deal on an 880 right now through us.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of life left in these machines.
Oh yeah.
Give us a call.
9 million stitches. That's about a third of the life expectancy.
Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, you
Yep.
still got 2/3 of its life left.
Yep. And these are really good machines.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
not,
that's
they're
a
not
nice
too
one.
heavy,
No.
know. So
Yeah.
Let's do some, because this is getting long here. So let's show some quilts here and then
Yeah.
get out of here. All right.
Okay. All right.
Deal. Did you have anything else?
I did not.
Okay, so let's talk about some quilts that we have today. From
All
one
right.
of our favorite customers. Let me put this thing back on here.
All right. And I'm gonna get out of the way.
yeah, go on now. Yeah.
What'd you do with my water? Oh, you got it over there.
So I put it over here.
Okay. All right. You got it.
All right, so we got some smaller quilts here. And some fun, yes, from Tori Pulowski, who brings us tons of quilts. Here, open that one up. I'll get this one out here. This one is very, very pretty.
Wow, I love the border.
This looks like the Lori Holt fabric. That one is no, mine's not off. It's on. I think so.
Technical difficulties.
Mic switch. Barb, you don't have anything left to say, do you?
Not really.
All right.
I could, but
All right. So this looks like a Lori Holt, if I'm not mistaken, if I know my fabric, which is Tori Pulowski's favorite. She does a lot of stuff from them, those types of designs. So this is a really cute one. So if you're ever interested in sending some of the smaller stuff, we really like to do that. This isn't quite a miniature, but and then this is a really nice new sort of swirl that she's got here, which is nice. Colleen did this one. And invisible thread. And let's see the back, Jake.
Back's beautiful.
Yeah, very nice. It's going to be hard to pick up the quilting
Yeah, it's
on
like
this.
a pink bobbin thread. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it blends right in there.
All right. Next, we have another small one. A table runner.
Wow.
And this looks like that Cosmos design.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any non-traditional, this is a runner versus like a quilt, we'll do these too as well. So again, this looks like invisible thread. Oh, look, there's that seafoam. I think this might be seafoam. I think this might be the new one she's talking about. She just bought.
I'm not sure of the name.
It looks very similar to Seafoam and the Cosmos one. It's not Cosmos, and now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it's Seafoam either. So this is one of the new ones. But very, very nice. Okay, moving on. We got some other fun stuff here, Jake. Here's the bags those were in. Let's try to keep this organized. And if you drop off a ton of the small ones like she did, we usually work out a deal because we're just using scrap batting and things like that. Look at this.
Wow, fun.
Another runner.
Sweet.
And then she used a daisy here. Very nice. Invisible thread. I actually ordered. Oh yeah, the back you'll be able to see really nice because of it's really, really bright. But I've experimented with some thread from Superior and I really like the results. So we ordered some of the So Fine and I ordered some of this 100 weight. It's really, really light. It's like the Invisiquilter, and I'm excited to try that out. Let's see, we have a couple more. Oh yeah, this is the one I wanted to show off.
Ooh, wait.
So we have a patriotic, and we do one of our favorites is called Gentle Wave. And what it is it's the wave design, but what we do is we actually stretch it. So it's not designed to be such a gradual wave. It's more like a up and down. We just stretch it really long, and it works great on any of the flag stuff. And here at Primitive Gatherings, we have quite a few designs that have flags, and we love this sort of gentle wave. All right.
You can see it definitely better on the back.
Yeah. So that shows off what I'm talking about. So the design itself, this will be our last one. The design itself is actually, when you look at it, it's way wavier. Yeah. So we take it and we stretch it out, and that's for those of you who have a Q-matic. That's one way to kind of get this sort of design. So some fun miniatures to show off this week.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. All right.
We have any questions before we get out of here? Oh, we got some winners here. Let's do the winners.
Here, close back by that bag over there.
Oh, yep, right here. Okay, you get one. You get one. Who's going first?
Life on a Knoll. Congratulations. You are a winner.
Cheryl Ann Gale
Cheryl Ann Gale.
is
Bob's not
also
mic'd up.
winter.
And last, we have Mary Munson. Congratulations, you won. Anything else before we sign off?
No?
No? Thanks for joining us this week. We'll be back next week, I believe, right? You'll be back next week?
Next week or next? Or are we going every other?
Well, we got some things in the work where we're going to be filming some stuff, so the schedule might change, but that not for them.
Okay.
So we'll still be there every week. So,
Okay.
Let's sign off.
Okay.
All right. Always remember, clean and oil your Bernina.